Do you remember the last time your son asked you for help with his homework? How about the most recent story you told your baby? We all want our kids to succeed, but how many of us are taking the necessary steps to ensure that that happens? As an educator, I hear it all the time. Algebra? I don't remember how to do that. Ask your teacher. That's what they pay him for. Then in conferences, well, this is the first that I'm hearing when my child is struggling. As parents, we often think that it's the teacher's job to supply our children's education. But being a parent and a teacher, I can assure you that it is both of our jobs. More and more these days, parents are not becoming involved or not staying involved in their children's academic lives, and our children are the ones who are suffering. Every parent wants the opportunity for his child to become successful. One of the best ways of ensuring that this happens is by maintaining involvement in your child's education. There's a lot of research to support the fact that there's nothing but benefits when a parent is involved in their child's academic lives. For example, according to the Michigan Department of Education, when parents are involved, students have higher grades, test scores, and graduation rates. High grades and test scores equal better college opportunities. I don't think there's any parent out there who will disagree that this is a good thing. We all want our children to have the opportunity to go to a good college. So the first step in assuring that that happens is by making sure that they get good grades and high test scores and graduate from high school. They also have better attendance when parents are involved. And when our kids are staying in school, we know that they're not out on the streets getting into trouble. So being able to account for their whereabouts is a really important step in maintaining that involvement. Our students have better self-esteem and increased motivation. When students have involved parents, they become more confident in their work and their abilities. Parents who encourage their kids are providing a lifetime of self-esteem and motivational assurance that affects their adolescence in many positive ways. And it also translates into their adult lives. They also show a decreased use of drugs and alcohol. If a child is at school, then again, he's not on the streets, and he's less likely to be participating in these high-risk behaviors that could potentially be extremely harmful to his well-being. ChildTrends.org says, a recent meta-analysis showed that parent involvement in school life was more strongly associated with high academic performance for middle schoolers than helping with homework. That means you don't have to be a rocket scientist to help your kids. Curriculum throughout the years has changed so much, and it's no wonder that a lot of parents become extremely frustrated and seem to have no idea what's going on. A lot of them become intimidated by the prospect of helping their kids. But it's important to understand that even if you can't help with the content, you can still be an important part of the learning process. Just by encouraging your child to do the necessary research and make the necessary adjustments that they need to when you recognize a problem in their homework, you're helping a bigger deal than you can even imagine. Furthermore, family participation in education was twice as predictive of students' academic success as family socioeconomic status. So in addition to not needing to be a rocket scientist, you also don't have to be rich. Parents who want their child to succeed need only stay involved. While many people argue that money plays an important role in education, and I won't disagree with that, studies have proven that parental involvement is a bigger indicator of success than financial status. So if you think that you can't help your kid because you don't have enough money or they're not going to be afforded the same benefits, really you just need to focus on the idea that it's sufficient and you're enough just to stay involved. And staying involved is super easy. Modeling the value of learning and hard work is one of the best ways to make sure that your child recognizes success when he sees it. If your child sees you succeeding, he's more likely to imitate those behaviors himself, especially if he can see a reward at the end. Encourage their development and progress. Even small milestones are milestones. Encouraging even minimal progress assures your child that he or she is on the right path, and that can go a long way in keeping them from straying from it. Monitor the activities outside of the classroom. Again, this ties in with knowing where your kids are all the time so you can ensure that they're not on the streets getting in trouble, that they are doing their studies, and making sure that they reap the maximum amount of benefits from their education. Encourage reading, writing, and discussion outside of the classroom. Even if it's just brief dinner table conversation, your counting of current events by watching the news or reading your kid a bedtime story, encouraging critical thinking skills is so important to allowing our children to develop academically. And we want to show our kids that they won't always know the answer, but that they can always know how to find the answer. Lastly, parental involvement should start super young, ideally from the newborn age, but it's never too late to get involved. Most of these suggestions are super simple to implement into your daily routines. You don't have to make radical changes to your behavior or set aside huge chunks of time to make a difference in the life of your child. Even the busiest parents have the opportunity to show their children how important their educations are, and even the small amount of encouragement can encourage the biggest change in our children's lives. Thanks.